outside of Beachbody. Before we get started, we're going to take action right away. I want you, if some of you participated in the Go for No, we're going to take about 5 minutes, and I want you to invite 10 people right now on your phone. I will put some sample scripts in the chat if you're new and you haven't invited anymore or have not invited at all. Just you can use my script, and we are going to do that first thing. So I will put my timer on, and away we go. You can invite to the free group that we're running. You can invite what I've been calling our test group to MBF. I keep it very simple. I do not list out this huge explanation because you do not want to explain everything in your invite, because people are gonna be like, okay, I don't know what you mean. Everything that if they're really interested, they're gonna say, yes, send me info. For those of you who just hopped on, we're inviting 10 people right away from our Go for No. When you're finished, just put the bell emoji in the chat box. Okay, I put 2 sample scripts in the chat box if you guys need something to kind of start your inviting. When you're done, put a little bell in the chat box. All right, let's do 2 more minutes. Okay, ladies, let's finish up that last one, because what's going to happen is I'm going to, probably there will be people that are going to respond to you while we go through this call. So at the end of the call, we can kind of talk about what to do next. If they say, yes, send me info, or no, I'm not interested, okay? All right, so you were on this call for a reason. You have the honor of being part of a 2-time elite team. We are 8-star, 2-time elite team, and it really has nothing to do with me. So a lot of people are like, oh my God, congratulations. And I say thank you, but really my thanks goes to all of you and all the coaches on this fabulous, dynamic, rock solid team. So what I want to tell you right now is that you are new coaches. You're going to learn a lot of information. You're going to learn how to build a business. And we as a team have some pretty big goals, especially for 2020. And I want to take you with me. The coaches that signed you up want to take you with them. And you're probably wondering, well, how do I do that? Like anything that you want to be successful at, you need to work at it. You just can't be like, oh, I invited 5 people, I'm done for the day. You need to lean into the training, lean into your coach. That means be coachable. So if your coach is saying, I would do this, do it. Don't question her, because she's obviously been doing this business for a really long time. And if you want to be successful at it, you need to trust your mentor. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you're wanting to run with this business, I'm going to run with you. If you're wanting to walk, then I'm going to walk with you. It is up to you. This is not like, I'm not your boss. Your sponsor, your coach that signed you up, she's not your boss. I'm just here to show you the ropes and show you what I did to build an elite team. Got it? Okay. And if you are like, yes, Maggie, I am all in, I'm going to bleed Team Self-Made. Gosh, thank you, because you're going to be a huge impact, not only to others, but to all the coaches that you take on and to this team. So this opportunity has blessed my family. It's blessed me. And I know I tell you guys that a lot, but just understand that it's going to reciprocate on to you as well. Okay, what I want to know real quick is, last week we talked about the team training. How many of you started it? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you are halfway through it? How many of you finished it? Okay. you need to make it your goal to have it done by next call. So next Thursday, okay? Make sure to have it done, because what is happening between now, or I would say from last week until now, you've been inviting, you've been showing up at social media, and when that happens, people start asking you questions and you don't have the resources to answer the questions, but the team training does. So if somebody's in my inbox asking me a question, I'm gonna say, well, have you done the team training? Because you gotta really dig deep into that first before you start, asking all the questions. So make sure to have that done by our next call next Thursday. We're only gonna have 2 more calls after this, and then I'm gonna let you go. No, I'm kidding. I'm always gonna be here for you. But real quick, like every call, every time this company gets on some sort of team call, virtual meeting, even when we meet up, we have some sort of personal development. So real quick, I'm gonna show you this amazing coach, Michael Folsom. I don't know, you may have already watched this call. She is amazing. She's like a superstar diamond, and you may not know what that means, but it's a big deal. And she wants to give you guys some truth bombs and some nuggets. So I'm gonna play a video. It's maybe 15 minutes long. Start taking notes, and I want you to be open to what she has to say and the advice that she is gonna give you about building this business. All right, so turn your volumes up. I'm gonna share my screen. If you hear the boys, I apologize. Oh shoot, did I exit out of here? Hold on, here we go. Hold on, I gotta share my screen. Take lots of notes. She's got so much business advice. Can you guys see it? Yes? Okay. I heard it for the 3rd time today, and I'm still like.
Hey you guys, my name is Micah Folsom, and I'm super pumped to talk to you guys today about something that I've noticed since mentoring my team for 7 years has to happen in your business at some point in order to continue to grow, in order to gain momentum, and in order to gain traction, which I'm pretty sure is why you guys are here and why you're doing this. So 7 years ago when I started as a discount coach. I started out with no intention of building the business. I didn't even know that this was network marketing. I didn't know what I was getting into. And my upline, I got into a challenge group, fell in love with Shakeology, and my upline, as soon as I started coaching, sent me this video from Mindy Wender, and she's like my great grandma coach, and she was running and training. And so she sends me this video and she's like, hey, one of our uplines is doing this training. You should check it out. Maybe you should jump in. Here's a video of who she is so that you can see like who's running the group. So I watched this video, and it's Mindy sharing about one of her biggest weeks as far as like paycheck goes. And I was literally just floored. I was like, how is that even possible? How is that real? What am I even doing? I didn't even know that like the potential with this. But at that point, the seed was planted. And at the time, my husband was in his 2nd year of vet school. I was running a photography business. I had 2 kids under 4. And I was kind of just stuck feeling like, well, I'm just going to follow my husband everywhere he goes. And we're probably going to end up in the Midwest. We're probably going to not ever live near family. And that's not what I wanted. So you better believe that the second I heard the potential with this, my switch flipped. And I went, if she can do it, why can't I? If she can do it, so can I. And so I literally just went all in at that point, mindset wise. Like I was all in. I was going to figure it out. I was just going to start sloppy and go. And so at some point in your business, you have to flip the switch. You have to go, if so-and-so can do it, so can I. This opportunity is equal for everyone. And it plays favorites to those who are willing to show up, willing to do the work, and willing to just figure it out as you go. So we're going to talk about today what that looks like. What is it going to take to flip the switch? And after we're done, I hope that you're ready to do that. I hope that you're ready to go all in on your dreams, go all in on what you're here for, on the impact that you can make. And just really from a mindset wise, from a mental standpoint, commit to yourself and believe that it's possible for you. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that in this business, you don't need to rely on anyone to be successful. And as soon as you take complete ownership of your success and of your growth and of your journey, everything else is possible at that point. So take responsibility for where you're at right now. Do not blame anyone for any lack of resources or any lack of upline support or any lack of whatever. None of that matters. We have the opportunity to change our life with this opportunity, with this business. And I want you guys to take that ownership and then pave the way. So are you showing up on your journey? Are you committed to a program? Are you all in with your social media and sharing consistently? Are you all in with the vital behaviors and doing a power hour every single day? Or maybe it's 1 or 2, depending on what your goals are. Because until you commit to the process yourself, you're not going to be able to mentor others to do what it takes to be successful. And I hear all the time, well, I want to build a team. What does it take to be successful? What does it take to recruit working coaches? And the first thing that it takes is taking ownership of what we're doing on our journey, in our business, on this team. So I want you to gut check for a second. What are you doing right now? And have you taken that ownership yourself? And if you've got that locked and loaded and you're showing up and you're consistent with the vitals and you're talking about your journey and you're sharing about coaching and you're doing all of that, you're doing your personal growth, then you're already ready to build a team and to mentor your coaches to do that same process, okay? So let's talk really quickly about building your team. What does that look like? What does it take? I personally started, like I said, as a customer. So my favorite process to recruit is still through my challenge groups. I still love to get my girls started in the virtual gym, get them getting results, falling in love with the process, falling in love with the community, and then empowering them to coach with me. So I completely view my challenge groups as a springboard into coaching. I know that for me, if I stayed as a customer and I just stayed in my challenge group for a few weeks, I would have bounced. I would have been like, I'm good, I can do this on my own. I would have canceled Shakeology because at the time we could not afford it. I only got it because it was bundled and I saved a ton with the challenge pack. I would have canceled it after month 1 and I would have given up on my journey because that was my history. I was the yo-yoer, all in, all out. When I started coaching, that is when I had the accountability. That is when I had the reason to show up. That is when I had a bigger purpose and a bigger mission and a bigger vision for what this could be. My journey was the foundation. So at that point, I knew that I had to commit to myself in order to ever help the amount of people that I wanted to help. So my girls that are getting into my challenge group, and dudes, I just mainly help women. That's my kind of hope for them, is that same process can happen for them, because I know that my challengers that don't convert to coach, they usually fall off. That's just the nature of it. Life gets busy, things get in the way, and they fall off. So I view my challenge group as a springboard into coaching. So I'm in there empowering my girls, loving on them, bringing energy, helping them get results so that they see that they have what it takes to then build a team and inspire others and make an impact. So I want you guys to really understand that your job as a coach does not stop at after the transaction. Great, you made a sale. Now the work gets to begin. Now you get to help these people really develop habits, really instill that belief, really shift their mindset, really create a lifestyle change that is sustainable long term, which when they do that, you are molding these people into incredible working coaches. So are you taking the time to develop these people into coaches? Because that's essentially what we get to do, is we get to develop humans, right? And good humans make incredible coaches. So make sure that you're not looking over, you're not getting distracted by your customers being customers. Those are likely going to be your next rock star coaches. So make sure you're taking the time in there to develop them, okay? The next part that I want to talk about as far as recruiting goes, and recruiting, building coaches, is I feel like it's twofold. So I feel like we can attract working coaches and we can find working coaches. And those are two things that I do every single week. I am always talking about coaching. I'm always sharing about the blessings. I'm sharing about the work. I'm sharing about the grind. I'm sharing about the hustle. I'm sharing about my vision of where we're going. I'm sharing about where we've been and how we've been able to create the life we have because of this. I'm constantly casting the vision on my social media so that the people that are watching, they get glimpses of what it looks like, they could expect if they ever joined me. And I make it the work. You don't want to make it fluffy. Like, you don't want to be like, oh, this is so fun and exciting and it's so simple and I just play on social media all day and don't you want to do this too? Like, da-da-da. You know what I mean? That will attract a certain person who wants fun and easy, and they're not going to be drawn to, okay, now let's sit down and do a power hour. Like, what? I have to actually work to build this? Yes, you do. So make sure when you're talking about coaching, the language that you use is also very important. Make sure that you're using language that's going to attract the type of person that's ready to work. I talk about, I'm looking for women who are ready to sacrifice short term so they can create a life that they love forever. I want coaches who are disciplined, who are self-driven, who have goals and dreams that they just need a way to make those their reality. Like, I'm casting that vision and using that language so they know it's going to be work. They know it's going to be hustle and discipline and commitment, but it's going to be gratifying and fulfilling and joyful and fun. Like, it still can be all of those things. So just look at the language that you guys are using too, and that's going to be a big factor in attracting the people who are like ready to get in and do the work. The next thing that we can do is find our coaches. So I don't just sit back and rely on my posts and rely on my stories to attract the people. I don't just wait for people to come to me. In a perfect world, that would be wonderful, but that's not realistic for me. So I am every day still finding people, expanding my network, connecting with humans, building relationships, just building friendships, you guys. And I'm spending time finding women, because that's just who I connect with, finding people who I just want to be friends with and I would want to lock arms with and mentor and build this business with. So when you're doing your vital behaviors, make sure that you're spending that time doing it in a quality way with the type of people that you want to work with. It's not just a quantity. You're not just checking off the box with as many people as you can. You're actually focusing on finding the type of people that you want to be friends with and mentor. So every single day, finding the people, and it's going to take time, you guys. It's going to take time to build that relationship and to connect. But the more that you are proactively recruiting, and I'm not going out there and talking to them about coaching. I'm going out there and being interested in their life. I'm being interested in who they are. I'm being interested in connecting with them as humans. And then as we build a relationship, I can say, hey girl, have you ever considered doing what I do? I have a sneak peek tonight and I think you'd be so fun to do this with. Do you want to check it out? And it's really organic and it's really casual and it's really natural because we've connected over our kids and over travel and over food and over home decor and all of those things. So recruiting and building your team with working coaches is a very proactive thing. It's not just like a sit back. If I throw up a post here and there, I'm going to get people that are like, oh, I want to do that too. That doesn't happen. Okay. Is your billboard matching your behind the scenes? So this is just something that I heard it years ago in a training and I like totally stuck. So sometimes I see coaches that do one or the other. Some coaches will post very consistently. They'll post their workout. They'll post their sweaty selfie. They'll post little things. But when I talk with them, they're not doing the behind the scenes work. They're not doing their invites. They're not doing their follow-ups. They're not building relationships and connecting with people. They're not doing the actual work that grows their business. And then I'll see others that have committed to the behind the scenes and they're like, well, I'm sending my invites. I'm doing the things. And I go to their social and I'm like, I haven't seen a post about your journey in weeks. Like all I see is your dog and your daughter, which that's cool. If you share that, perfect, share who you are. But you also need people to know that you're on a journey. You can help them on their journey and you're building a business changing lives. Like that needs to be a part of what you're doing and who you are and the impact that you're making, right? So make sure, when I say make sure your billboard matches your behind the scenes, it's like a recipe. You can't make a cake without flour and expect it to taste good. Building a business that is like substantial and really impactful takes doing all of the little things consistently. And that's everything that I've talked about. All right. So I had a new coach yesterday. I want you guys to think about this. I had a new coach yesterday, and she was like, hey, so I just made a new Instagram for my fitness account, and I want everyone to go over there. And is that a good idea, or what do you think? And I just asked her, I said, well, is your fitness journey, like, is your journey not just a part of who you are? Is that not just a part of your life? And she was like, well, yeah, it is. And she was like, I think I'm just overcomplicating this. And I think that's a lot of what new coaches struggle with. You have this new business, you have this new journey, you have this new opportunity, you're trying to navigate all of this newness, right? But what I find is that a lot of people, and where they get stuck, is they keep it separate. They keep Beachbody separate from life and their marriage and their kids and their career and their interests and their hobbies and everything else they love. Where if you want to really see success in this business, you have to figure out how to integrate the two. Beachbody has to become a part of your lifestyle. It has to become a part of who you are, a part of what you believe in, a part of, and everything that we do, you guys, that's what I'm so passionate about as coaches. Work on your personal journey, your health, build your mindset and your personal growth, connect with humans and serve them and uplift them and help people change their life and get results. Doing everything we do as coaches will bless your life. So when life gets hard, does Beachbody go to the wayside when my life gets hard and I have a trial? No, because it's a part of who I am. It's a part of what makes me Micah. It's a part of what helps me grow, what keeps me fulfilled, what gives me purpose here on earth. So is your Beachbody business tied in with what you want out of your life and your vision and your purpose and your mission? Because if it's separate, you're going to have a really hard time being consistent with the things that it takes to grow and to really make an impact. So I want to make sure, if you haven't flipped the switch on your business and gone, okay, I want this, I'm going to use this platform and this opportunity to get A, B, C, and D in my life. This is how I'm going to fit it in. This is where I'm going to work it. I'm going to communicate this with my spouse and with my family, and it's just going to become a part of your normal and a part of what you do every single day. That is when the switch is flipped, because that's when you'll be able to show up every day. That's when you'll be able to stay consistent, and that's when you'll see huge growth, and people who are watching will start to trust you. And that is when you gain credibility, and people will start to approach you and say, hey, what is this you're doing? I've seen you show up. I've seen you be consistent. They need to see that. So ultimately what we do is we get to, in this business, we get to cast hope and we get to develop people. And what a blessing that is. So are you doing that? And if you haven't flipped the switch on your business yet, if you're still kind of dabbling, if you're still doing it some days and some days not, I'm going to ask you, why have you not? Why have you not flipped the switch? And what is it going to take in your life and getting clarity around what you want out of this? What is it going to take for you to flip the switch and go out and change more lives?
I love her. Okay, I need you to unmute yourself and share what was something that you were like, oh my God, she just breathed so much light and life and belief in me. What was it that you're like, ding, 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 ding? Can you try that? Unmute yourself. Or I'm going to start calling on you.
I think when
You want me to go first?
I think when she said it's a part of you, like it's your everyday. It's bringing your kids, bringing your family, bringing your hobbies, make it like, and you're like, yeah, it is, because you're transforming yourself. So you want people to see that and what you can do for them, but you want them to see the whole journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, okay, so I'll give you a little example. We involve my kids in everything that we do. I mean, obviously, we don't force them to wake up at 5 a.m. and work out with us, but when there are local events, we bring them with. When I earn a trip, most of the time, They're coming with us. When I earned the cruise, they were like, Mom, you did this? This was Beachbody? And I was like, yes. So I'm not just scrolling Facebook and doing Snapchat. I'm working on my phone. And they're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I mean, they understand now, but it took a while. But it took a while for, like, it was me that needed for them to understand how it works, because I needed the belief in it. And it took a little time, but I didn't give up. So you're right, Belinda. Okay, come on. Who's next?
What stuck out to me was kind of bouncing off of that when she said, like, get comfortable talking about it with your family and with your friends, because this past week, when people ask me about it, I feel so awkward like bringing it up, like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach if you're interested. And I think making that normal and kind of having that like normal conversation with people is going to make it so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to build that confidence and posture when you're talking about it to people that, like, on social media, that you've never met before. Bring your people into your circle. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your spouse into this circle, this inspiring community. And what's going to happen is you're going to change your friends' lives. I've changed all of my friends' lives. The friends that I have not changed are supporting me. And then the ones that aren't are not part of our lives anymore, because they either were like, you're too much or whatever. And I was thinking to myself, well, that is your problem, not mine. But it took me a while to get to that point, and it's because of I flipped the switch, right? Okay.
Oh, can I go? I'll go.
Yes, Gina.
I'll go. Hi, everybody. I think for me, the biggest thing is where I get stuck, and she said it, is you're trying to like think of like the perfect like Facebook page or group or Instagram, because I was off of it for 2 years. I cut myself off for 2 years ago. I did not go on Facebook, Instagram, nothing. And then when you reach back out to me, you're like, do you want to do this? Do the workout. I was like, oh my God, it's been a while since I did it. The last one was Lift 4. I was like, I got to get back into it. So I started getting back into the workouts, and then this everything with coaching. I was like, you know what? I need to get into something. I really want to do this. But then it was like, I'm taking all these notes, I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm seeing like Facebook pages. I'm like, I haven't posted anything in 2 years. And now I'm like coming like out of the graveyard, and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how to like get myself back into it, but not seem like, oh, now I back up and here I am, Beachbody. Like I don't know how to phase. I think that's where I'm stuck. I'm like, do I phase myself, like start doing things with family and being like, oh, here I am. Like I found myself like staying up at night and like scrolling and liking people's things because I've been gone for so long, like that I haven't liked before, because it's like, I don't know. I guess I'm stuck thinking like, okay, if I'm going to reach out to somebody, I feel bad that I haven't liked their stuff in like 2 years,
Well, I would say you need to just rip it off like a Band-Aid. Start sloppy, like Micah said. Don't worry about everyone else, because the people that know you, love you, and trust you are going to show you the support, and they're going to understand what you're doing, and they're going to see your passion and purpose. So, I mean, what if all of a sudden, you're driving down the street and you're like, ooh, a new pizza joint just opened. It's not like the pizza joint just closed and then reopened again. Like you're not going to be like, oh, well, what's going on over there? Mm-hmm. So do you see what I'm saying? Like rip it off. Don't think about what other people think. Think about why you're here on this call right now, and just start sharing. And if people are asking what you're doing, that's good. That means they're watching. That means they're watching.
Can I just comment on that? So I've been on Facebook. I'm Jen, everyone. I've been on Facebook forever. I never, ever, ever post ever. I like just stalk everybody else. And all of a sudden, after I started Beachbody, like I got all these texts from people because I started posting. They're like, what is going on with you? Like you came out of the woodwork. Like what the hell is happening? You seem so happy. You seem like, like a whole new person. I'm like, I just don't care what people think anymore. And the other thing was my husband doesn't want our kids on social media. So I'm respecting that, and that's fine with me. So I'm like, I'm like, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, what else do I have except for my kids? So I'm like, I have nothing else to post. So then after all this happened, then I swear, all my close friends are like, what is happening with you? It's like a total transformation. I'm like, I know, I'm passionate about something now. So they're like, good for you. I'm like, yeah, and I don't care what people think anymore.
Exactly. And when you're passionate about something, you have that like, I don't care attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are in your circle are going to support you and respect that. Okay, who else?
So I was going to say that she talked about making connections and really getting to know people and getting in their lives and everything. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on in this last week, has been, commenting on people's posts, not just hitting the like button and going past. Is just, trying to put a little comment that there, or ask a question, reaching out to people on Instagram that I may not have known before, and just being like, hey, let's be friends. And just getting that interest, I guess, and trying to make new friends and new connections and more people to reach out to.
Yeah, absolutely. Expand your network.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys see me? I'm on my phone, and because I don't have internet in my house right now. It's a long story, but I'm like, am I in this?
You're in it, girl.
Okay. Because I'm like, you know how your phone screen is so small, and I'm like, maybe it's me. I don't know. Okay. But I think what really resonated with that video is, I mean, I have a full-time sales job. And so when she's like, you just have to own it. Like once they sign up, like that's not where like the work even begins. And so I know we're going to talk about like managing this, because I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, now what? Because I know doing this having a full-time job, I know once someone signs a contract, you think that's the hardest part, but it is not. It's not even close to, I don't want to say hard, but the work hasn't even really begun. So it's like, now I'm like, okay, I have a handful of people who are raising their hand, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to like execute. I'm like, I don't have internet in my house right now, but you never want to leave people hanging, because when people are raising their hand, like you got to jump on that, because it's hot. It's only hot for so long. And I think I know that. And so I think managing that, because I'm like, I can post the posting thing. Maybe it's because I'm millennial or something, but whatever. That's the easy part. So for me, the opposite side, I'm like, shit, now what do I do? Because I am like, do I have time? Did I take this on too much? Oh my God, what am I doing? Right. And so it becomes all of that. And so I know we're going to talk about it, but when she said like, that's when the challenge is. So you just got to send the invites and get over it. But the best part of it is when you're really working with people. And so I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like Micah said, there's two ends of the spectrum. There's the people that are like all over social media, or they're all over stories, not doing the work behind the scenes. And then there's other people that aren't even showing up on social media, sending out the invites, and there people are like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You have to find balance. You have to find that balance when running a business. Again, like think about that pizza place. If they had no sign or anything out, no one would know that it's a pizza place. But if there's like pizza, come in here for pizza, and you walk in and you're like, there's no pizza in here. Like if they ran out of pizza. So you have to find a good balance. Okay, anyone else before we move on? Okay, perfect. So I'm, from now until the rest of the call, I'm just going to be shooting things at you. And it's up to you as to how you want to take it. If you want to write it down, if you're going to lean into it and basically put it to action, this is all up to you guys. Like I always say, this is your business. How many of you have done your coming out post? Okay. Those of you, like Jen, you did yours. Like you obviously did yours. Lindsay, you did yours. How many of you did your coming out post? Let me see if, raise the hands. Okay. Most of you have done. Okay. Those of you who have not done your coming out post, you need to do that by next week's call. Okay. Because the longer you wait, I think you guys can all answer that, the end of that sentence. Okay. Get it down, start sloppy. Just share your heart, share what's on your mind, and just invite people to take this journey with you. What else? Oh yeah. Are you staying consistent on social media? Are you posting in your feed and going behind the scenes in your stories? You have to do both. Because if there's a small percentage of people that are your followers that watch your stories, if you have 10,000 followers, probably maybe 100 of them to 200 are following your stories. So you want to hit everybody, not just the people that are watching your stories. You also need to do social media posts too. And if you're like, oh my God, I have no time for this, set business hours. Okay, when I was doing this business, my kids were little, and I was up at 5 a.m. I woke them up at 7. I was up at 5 a.m. I got my coffee ready. I did my power hour. I got that done right away. Power hour is where you sit down and you plan out your day. You invite people, you make connections, you check into your group, you do your workout, and you come up with a social media post for that day, and obviously personal development is part of that power hour. And so that was all done, and my kids were up. So then when they were up, I worked in my pockets. So that means I was answering people, getting back to messages, people who wanted information. I send links to, I'd sign people up. I worked in the pocket. So any sort of time, and I'm talking about the bathroom too, I'd bring my phone in and I'd be answering messages. And I know you've all done it, so I'm not gonna even pretend like you haven't. So you have to set business hours. Get up an hour earlier. Imagine like how much you can get done in that hour. Be purposeful. Wake up with intention. Okay, real quick. Has anyone responded to your 10 invites? Like, yeah, send me information, or no, thank you.
One person responded to mine.
All right, who is that? Erin, what did they say?
She said, so I did the Take Back Your Morning script that you sent. And she said, yeah, that sounds great. So I invited her to the group. And she said, thank you so much. I need something positive right now.
Perfect. I love it. So she could be your next coach. You just know. So if you never sent that invite, if I never said send that 10 invites out, you would never know. Awesome. Okay, who else? Because we can work through these objections. Go ahead, Steph.
I got 3 replies out of 10.
Okay.
One, the girl, so I invited to the next boot camp challenge, and the one girl, she just had foot surgery, so I said I'll check back with her in a month, and I hope she heals well. Another one was a man, and so I mentioned like Mike's group, and I said, you know, there's like a group of guys, and sent him like my blurb.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, yeah, for sure, send me the information. So I sent him the MBF information, but then I sent him, Mike had done a video a month ago, his man spiel, so I sent that to him as well.
That was
and he was like, oh, right. And then
you're using your resources. That's so smart.
Yeah, I saved it for the guys, because yeah, for sure. And then I had another lady, and she just happened to be on my 100, and she's 70, and she's like, I'm 70, do you really think I could do this? And I'm like, well, maybe MBF's not your program, but you know, there's other programs where I think might work for you. And I said, even the nutrition. And so she's like, well, we'll have to talk. So
there you go. I think you did really well with that. Sometimes with guys, they're so like weird. Mike has sent links out, guys have signed up, and he wouldn't hear back from them. Like, hey, join my group. I don't know. They're weird about like groups. They're all like, I don't want to get all touchy-feely, which is not how Mike's groups are at all. They are like dudes being dudes.
Well, that's I added in Mike's name, because the group name, I think, is a good group name for men. So yeah.
It's no effing excuses, right?
Yeah.
So the woman that just had foot surgery, so when I have that issue, I always say, well, 20% of it's fitness. We do have 2 nutrition programs. And when they say, okay, sure, I'll ask them, like, how are your eating habits now?
Mm-hmm.
And if they are like all over the place, then I'll just go on YouTube and send them the Ultimate Portion Fix video. YouTube is a great resource. And then I'll follow up with them. Like, hey, did you check out the video? What do you think? I would love to, help you out. We have recipes, meal plans for you, because sometimes we always discount the fact that we have a whole nutrition center beyond, the fitness part of it.
She's
Oh.
hardcore keto,
The keto always come back. They
right?
always
So
do.
yeah, it's going to be the carb cycling with the UPF that'll get the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. Anyone else get any responses, objections? Alyssa.
I got a response and like a positive yes and a rejection all in one.
Okay.
So I messaged my friend's sister who's like just had a tummy tuck. And which good for her, right? But so she had a tummy tuck and whatever, I messaged her about the programs, like staying in shape. And she's like, I'm actually more interested in the nutrition side. I'm like, that's awesome. We have a ton of stuff I can offer you. Are you willing to look at more information? She said yes. Then she messaged me like 15 minutes later. Mind you, I don't have like internet, so I'm doing everything on my phone today. And she bought the dupe portion control fix on Amazon. And because now I'm like, okay, well, that's annoying. But at the same time, it's like, but it doesn't come with anything. It's just like, how do you know what to do?
She won't. She won't do anything with it. So that's the thing.
What?
So what I would do is I would send her the Ultimate Portion Fix video on YouTube and just say, hey, those containers, this is what you're going to learn, how, when to use them, how to use them, and share your story, like how you use them. Maybe share her recipe. Sometimes you get like, God darn it, like they said they joined the gym and whatever. It's going to happen and you guys are going to be like, why would you do that? You need to share value with them. You need to be their best friend and give them hope and be like excited for them. Like, oh my God, you bought those containers? Those babies saved my life after I had my son. You want to know why? Because, and then you fill in the blanks and say, hey, let me send you my favorite recipe. You test them out and tell me what you think. And what's going to happen is she's going to come back to you for advice. And she's going to say, hey, I love that recipe. Or you'll follow up with her. And then just say, you know what? I have 2 openings left. You would make the perfect candidate and you'll fit right in with us mamas. Are you open to checking it out? I mean, right now, if you think about it, ladies, you're planting seeds, okay? The people that are going to say yes to you right now are your dirt people, the people that will buy dirt from you, your warm, hot, warm market. That's your husband. That's your mom. That's your dad. That's your grandma. Whoever, your dirt people are going to support you. So if you add value into their lives, they're going to end up joining you, but it's up to you to follow back up with them. Don't just discount them and be like, well, she's a no. Okay? All right, anything else before we move on? Okay. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about is your next milestone. If you are Emerald, raise your hand. Congratulations, ladies! And big congrats to Jen and Sammy. They hit their first rank today. Now, some of you may not know what Emerald is. That's when you have a coach on your left leg and a coach on your right leg. You are on Home Direct, which is basically Shakeology, every month, 90 PV. You always want to stick with that. And it is such a big deal in Beachbody. It pretty much says, here are your keys to your business. You're official. So congrats, ladies. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, I don't know how to get there. Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to sign up your spouse. That's what I'm telling you right now. If you have not signed up your spouse, do it tonight. And if that is giving you any like uneasy feeling, you need to trust me. Okay? Who signed up their spouse already? Okay, awesome. So you're probably like, all right, how does this all work? You sign up your spouse, and I always suggest get the 3-day refresh challenge pack. And it could be a boyfriend, it could be a partner, it could be a roommate, it could be a parent, it could be a sister, but it needs to be somebody, an account that you can control. So my coach told me, first thing, she's like, you need to sign up Mike. And I thought, oh God, I have to buy another challenge pack. We don't have any money. Guys, okay, I was clipping coupons for like meal planning and not the healthy meal planning way, like trying to find frozen foods. But I did it anyways because she told me to. She's like, this is what's going to give you success. You want that account at the very top of your business. And if you're in the team training and you watch the videos, you will understand why. So sign up your spouse or whoever, the 3-day refresh challenge pack, because it's not Beachbody on Demand. You don't want to sign up your spouse with the Beachbody on Demand account because you already have one. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get the 3-day refresh, which Stephanie's doing right now. You're eventually going to do it. It's a good detox. It's freaking awesome. And then you're going to have extra Shakeology. So there's so many different things that you can do with that. You can give it to your spouse and be like, look what I'm doing. You need to do it too. Support me, please. Okay, I've had your babies. All right, this is the least you can do is support me. And they're going to go and they're going to do it. Mike actually drank my Shakeology without me asking before I signed him up as a coach, and I got pissed because I was like, no, that's liquid gold. But now he uses more of the products than I do. And then you can get your, whoever on Shakeology, or you can have extra samples because people are going to want to try it. And you'd be like, yes, I have the cafe latte right here. Would you like to try some? I can't tell you how many times I've sent out samples. You're going to want to have them on hand. All right. So do it tonight or tomorrow. And if you have questions on how to do it, just let me know and I will help you with it. What can happen then after that is you'll have a 3-day refresh, order that, change the order then, and get Recover and Energize under that account, because you are obviously using Energize. That shit is the bomb. And Recover's the best because it's post-workout, and MBF, oh my gosh, like I can't even sit down on a toilet. Like it is sore AF. And it's funny because people will message me and be like, I think I want to do Shakeology. I'm like, I think you want to do Recover too. And they're like, why? And I tell them and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I need Recover too. So you can get that on that account, and what happens is you will earn commission off your spouse's account. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Like, that is the question here. So every single month, you are going to make commission off that account, whether it's your spouse or parent or whomever. And if he or she is your first account, you are going to earn $50 off of that as your first sale. Okay? Any questions about that? Anytime you want to unmute and ask, please do. Okay. I talked about setting business hours. Does anyone have any questions about ShareCart or how to sign somebody up? It's pretty simple, but if you're signing up your spouse is the best example because that's like the first time you're doing it.
Okay.
I
I'm sorry. Did I interrupt someone?
No,
Okay.
go on.
I do have a question about the ShareCart. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have an email to send to people, but you can't get the copy link unless you send them the pre-made Beachbody video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you mean the pre-made Beachbody video?
Well, like, not video. I said video because I saw the video. I saw Micah Folsom video.
Oh.
The Beachbody email.
Oh.
So what I've been doing is I've been changing the Beachbody email, and then they get that one, and then, but a lot of times that doesn't always send. I don't know why, but they don't get it.
You know what? You can't always make it perfect. That's the way I look at it. So if you're at the ShareCart, and I'm just going to do a fake one. So johndoe@gmail.com. First name John. Oh, here we go. And we will just pick, this user's not a bad member. Well, duh. Okay. Canada, English, whatever. Hit coach. You always want to sign up everybody as a coach. I do not give them an option. I just don't, because you guys, it's a discount. I call them my loyalty member. If they're going to be doing MBF, that program's 6 weeks long, so they're going to want another month's supply of their products to have the goals that they want to hit that they've told you about. All right? I do not just send customers. So hit coach.
Question about that?
Yeah.
But when you put people as a coach, everybody has asked me, they're like, why do I have to put my social security number in? And I'm like, that's just to get the discount. But they're like, but it's my social security number. Like, what do you tell people?
I just tell them what's going to happen is you're going to get some really good results and people are going to ask you, and that is how Beachbody is going to pay you commission because you're going to make referrals.
Okay.
I mean, anytime you bring up money, they're going to be like, okay. And then people are be like, I don't feel comfortable. Then I'll say, okay, I'll sign you up as a customer. And what happens is they fall in love with the products and then they end up signing up anyways down the road. Lori Madison is a perfect example. I don't know if you guys know Lori. She gave me so much pushback. Even when she started this, she ended up losing 85 pounds. Okay. And then she has been a loyal discount. Well, now she's a coach, but she was a loyal discount coach for about a year. And she was like, you're right. This is silly. So, okay, let's say we're doing MBF Challenge Pack. Let's just go ahead and do the deluxe. So with the MBF, they get the MBF program plus Beachbody On Demand, plus the Ultimate Portion Fix, plus 2B Mindset. This is something that is not paired up with another pack. So right now, this is the best deal going on right now. And I have a feeling that down the road, like when 9-week Control Freak comes out, they're going to keep this going where they add both nutrition components to the pack. If you think about it, this was extra, like we had to add this on extra last year when both programs were launched. So you obviously want to find out what flavor they like. I do this for my people. I don't just send them my like BD links. I do it for them. You're investing in me. I can take a minute out and do your share card. I do one time, or I do monthly, because they're going to fall in love with it. And I'm sorry, they're adults. They could figure out how to stop their order if they want to. I mean, it's not hard. So I'm just going to pick here. And obviously you're going to be following up with them saying, hey, how do you like Energize? It's a game changer. How do you like Recover? Oh my God, mix it. This is how I make it, and blah, blah, blah. So you're obviously going to be following up with these people. So add to cart, view cart. So view cart. And then what I do is I customize the email. So Laura, I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So this is my notes section. I know you guys are probably like, oh my God. I actually only use like a few of them, but I keep everything in my notes. So I have one called a customized email. And I seriously copy this, and it says, here's your customized link that will give you access to my Muscle Burns Fat Test Group and 25% discount. So right there it says, oh, I'm getting a discount. I will be sharing more in my email to you on the details doing, along with the copy of this link, not doing. And then what I'll do is I will customize that. So I will just delete all of this, paste, save. Oh, wait, that was different, but you get what I'm saying. And then send the email. So if I send the email, this comes up. This is the link that you want to send. And you may say, like, I actually send a separate email with the link. If you guys have signed up with me, you've got that email. You know what I'm talking about. So I copy this link and I put it in the email, and it describes, hey, listen, it's going to say coach. Don't let that scare you. It just means that you're going to be saving money. And I could share that with you guys, and you can use it. It works every time. Every time.
I have a question really quick.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? So on share a cart, you can only, because like, what if you're sending them a couple options?
What do you
know
mean?
what I mean? So like the girl who like bought the Amazon dupes for the portion control fix containers. So it's like, okay, I'll send her the challenge pack, but then I'm like, well, I'm going to send her a couple options, because like, what if she ends up wanting to do the workouts too? Right. But so I want to send her like a bunch. How do I send her less stuff to pick?
So you can go to, let's just go back to John Doe. Oh crap. I can't edit this.
Or like maybe I send her the portion control fix challenge pack, but then I also want to send her like the 3-day detox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
so
I want to send.
What's really neat is they have like special offers pop up.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
say 25% off the 3-day refresh, and you could add it to your cart. And then you can say, listen, and this is what I used to do before the containers were added into the pack, because now it's added. I would add the containers and I would add energize regardless. And I would tell them, listen, these are my 2 favorite things that have like changed my life. And I described what energize has done for me, and I describe the portion containers. And I'll say these items can be easily removed from your cart, but I just wanted to let you know that I put them in there in case you end up wanting to try them. And they always do. So at the bottom, you'll see where it said like customize email, it'll say keep shopping. Click keep shopping, and then you can go back and add things if you'd like. Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
All right. Any questions about that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I have signed 2 people up, and I guess I made the mistake of explaining to them the difference between a coach and a customer, and both of them were really freaked out by the $15 per month charge. How do you get past that?
All right, I go right to my notes. I have a whole thingy about it. So this is what I send people with their link. And I'll put it in the chat and you guys can take it. Anytime you're like, I need something, Maggie, just let me know. I got it. Trust me, I've got it. And now I can't find it.
Are you looking for that blue slide?
No, I'm looking for, here we go. So I say, okay, girl, here's your cart. It will say coach. Don't let that freak you out. I'm signing you up that way so that when you need more Shakeology or you decide to try our awesome snack bars, performance line, etc., you will get it at my price. I'm all about saving you money. The other cool thing is that if you have any friends or coworkers who may want to do it with you, Beachbody will pay a referral bonus just for you bringing them with you. So do you know 2 to 3 peeps that will do this with you and hold you accountable? You never know. You never know. And Erin, we talked about this last night on Erin's call, that when they sign up as a coach, they get 3 promo codes Beachbody's can send to them, and they're going to say, use them, please, because you have this awesome gift, okay? If you wish to not receive the discount, I can send you another form. Just let me know. Let me know once you're finished so I can send you your welcome email and plug you into the magic, aka our fit community. Day 1 will begin when you get your goodies. I will also suggest adding portion containers to your cart. This will help you portion out your food groups. I'm so excited for you. So that is what I send. And then if they're like filling out their cart and they're like, what is this $16 fee? I'll say after your first discount or first month discount membership, a $16 a month fee will be there, but you will save way more than that on your supplements, and you can cancel at any time, risk-free. We can get you going right now and we can discuss it within the first 30 days. If you decide you don't want the discount, I'll help you cancel so you're not charged, but you're gonna love the supplements. So what I do then is I attach that graphic. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Let me show it. I have it. It's literally lived on my desktop for 3 years. I'm not kidding you.
Is it the blue one?
Yes. Is that what you're talking about, Carolyn? Yeah.
That's like my lifesaver slide.
Yeah. Once they see this, they're like, oh, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen it from me when I sent it to you when you signed up. So it explains the savings. And I feel like people have such like a bad, like they must have had bad experience in their life with things that like they feel like they're locked in. It's so easy to cancel. You just fill out a form online. You don't even have to call anybody when it comes to canceling your coach account. Okay, so let me put this in the chat for you guys to take with. I highly suggest you start developing something on your notes to keep yourself organized on your phone because you'll be at the store. Oh shit, it won't let me copy and paste it. Because you'll be at the store in a car and someone's gonna want to know something and it'll be nice to have that. Here we go. Accessible for you. Okay. All right, we are kind of going overboard with our time here. One last thing I want to share with you guys is the team drive. This right here is money. What is that? Oh, sure, that's fine. Is that a Pinot Noir? Okay. So you guys can see my screen, right? Or no, I gotta share it again, hold on. So in the team page, every month I update the announcements post. And I put a new calendar, the events that are coming up, any sort of program launches, new announcements, and then what we are doing as a team. Everything that's on that calendar, you are open to, oh my gosh, I have to share with you guys this woman's, oh my God, remind me, it's hilarious. She totally told me no, and then she came back and said yes. Okay, so in Team Self-Made, first post is the announcements, all right? This is where you can get the link for the training. We have an Emerald group that will explain everything that you need to know as to why you need to go Emerald and what to do to go Emerald. It's just a private Facebook group. It's really good information. And then it has, you know, information about the National Wake Up Call. We have a or Instagram page, but I rarely go on it. It's just another like thing where I'm like, oh, I can't take it. Team call information, and then all the things that are going on this month with our calendar. So let's talk about the team drive for 2 minutes, and then we'll end this call because I don't want to keep you guys on long. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to press that. Where's the team drive? Oh, here it is. So team drive has so much good information on here. I really suggest, like how I suggested for you guys to browse the back office, browse the team drive. You're going to find that these are the resources that you're going to want to go to the most. So right now we are focusing on MBF and MBFA. So if you click in here, there's going to be so much information for you on how to promote this. Like week 1, it says week 1, when you are promoting it, there's Instagram highlights in here that you could save to your phone and share them to your stories. There are posting ideas that you can get inspired with when you want to share this program. And this is just for, you know, week 1. So this is just an example. And then, so that's MBF, MBFA, and I'm constantly adding to the team drive based on what program's being launched. So obviously if you look, come on, go back. Why is this doing this? Seriously, hold on. I swear to you. Laura, I feel like you are an expert at this and you should not be on this call. But I know you had you have a coach.
To be honest, I was hoping my new coach would come. She was
She
so
did.
excited. Huh?
I saw her hop on.
Oh, I missed her.
Yeah, she was in the car. It looked like she was really busy. Oh, shit. This is the other one. You guys.
So, well, I didn't want to be rude, but I am going to sign off.
Yeah, because you know all this stuff already. Okay, Laura, happy first week of school. And congrats to Pamela, you guys.
Thank you.
Laura's, well, you're already a grandma, but you're going to be a grandma again.
But this one's my baby.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. So thank you.
Well, congrats.
I'm excited.
I know.
Thank you.
Let the spoiling begin.
Yes. All right. Bye, ladies.
Bye, Laura. All right, back to the silly team drive. Okay. And my computer's always slow when I'm zooming. Okay, so this is mine. But go to team drive. So every single month I upgrade new challenge group content, or I upload new challenge group content. So right now we are in August. So there should be an August, here we go, August 2020 challenge group. So when you go on other coaches on our team and they've got these awesome fancy graphics and you're like, how did they get that? From the team drive. So for example, here's August 2020. And if you go to IG story templates, there's all of these graphics in here. Save them to your phone and you can share them to your stories. And again, they've got posting ideas, and this is where we get our meal plans. This is where I send these meal plans to my clients every single week, and they're all, this content's all organized based on our 2 nutrition programs. So every single recipe has a container count and the plate it method for 2B Mindset. So this is what I share. And so when someone says no to me, I give them one of these meal plans. I gift them with something and I'll say, hey, listen, I just created this meal plan. I'm really excited about it, and this is something I give to my clients every week, and I would love to gift it to you. And then what's going to happen is they're going to come back to you in a month when their keto diet fails or the containers they're staring at aren't working for them anymore. They're going to be like, all right, Alyssa, I need in on that. So that is basically the team drive. I suggest that you just go through it one day. It may be a little overwhelming. Oh, where did it go now? See, maybe a little overwhelming to you, but just take your time, read through it. There are like follow-up emails that you can send your clients. There are, see, like, okay, so we have something for 10 rounds for bar blend. So every time there's a program launch, I'm constantly uploading new content to the team drive for you guys to use. Coaching, training resources, new client info. Oh, when you sign up a new client, you're probably like, what do I do now? Well, come here and this will tell you what to do. There's a success guide that you can send them, the portion fix recipe book, and then here's the email that you can send them, like a welcome email. So everything is there for you. Don't ever reinvent the wheel, because I'm telling you, if you have an idea, it's probably been created either by me or another coach that's in the team drive. And you just either have to look for it, Google it, or ask. So I kept you over 15 minutes. I apologize. And Mike is probably like this. Do you guys have any questions? I have the hair in my mouth.
I have one.
You get to that?
Oh, no, you can go first. Don't worry about it. Go for it.
I have two. How did you, was that on Team Self-Made? What you
Yes.
were just, okay. And then when we invite people, are we inviting them to the Muscle Burns Fat?
Yay, that was my question.
Yeah, because there's so many Facebook pages. I don't know which one to send them to.
That's a very good question, Sammy. So what's really hard is so we have 3 different groups. We've got Muscle Burns Fat. It's a test group. People want to do that program, and I'm probably going to be doing that program up until 9 weeks, Control Freak. And then we have the Rock Your Bod every month that changes. That's for people that don't want to do MBF. Those are people that are maybe like, I want to do bar blend. They invested in you. They signed up with a challenge pack. Put them in that, obviously that group, because they need the meal plans. They need the resources. They need you to be showing up in the feed. Now, the people that fall off but still have annual Beachbody On Demand, or they just are very anti-products, which I'm like, you're ridiculous, they go in the Self-Made Project, which is an ongoing Beachbody On Demand workout. It's for accountability, because I want them to still be supported somehow. And so I developed that when Beachbody On Demand came. Gosh, when was it released? It was like December of 2017, I believe. And that's when I opened the Self-Made Project. There's like almost 600 women in there. It's just basically people rocking their workouts. So when people are like, I don't want to do Shakeology again, I'll say, I'm going to add you Self-Made Project. You're still going to get support. And then what happens is a new program launch comes out, and they're like, oh, I want to do that. And I'll say, well, you got to sign up with the challenge pack, because that's what I do. That's how I help my people. If you invest in yourself and invest in the pack and you invest in the total solution, then I know that you are wanting help. Does that answer the question, Sammy and Alyssa? All right, cool. All right. I want you guys to put in at least 15 more minutes of work tonight. Maybe invite 10 more people, sign up your spouse, do a story. We should do boomerang. Who's gonna do boomerang right now and post this to their stories? It's not up to me, it's up to you, ladies. This is your call, not mine.
Can someone do it and tag me, since I can't boomerang and be on the Zoom call at the same time?
Yeah, ditto.
All right, Janice, she's been rocking the story. She's got it. Oh, Stephanie already did one. I didn't even get to pose.
Oh my God, I know. I'm like, I look ratchet right now. Come on.
All right, Janice has us. Did it work?
Am I doing it?
I don't think, if she just tagged the people that you know. Did you get it, Janice? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, ladies, I'm gonna go sign off and have a glass of wine with my husband, who's literally living his best life right now for 10 more days. It's been really hard. I'm trying to get all my business ducks in a row before he goes back to work, and I'm remote learning with my kids full time. So you guys know I am an open book. My inbox is always open, so send me a message if you have any questions, and I cannot wait to see you next week on the call. Thursday, we're going to talk about challenge groups, momentum, objections, and how to build confidence. All right, so get excited, get your team training done, do your coming out post, and let's hit Emerald by next Thursday. I want to celebrate you guys, okay? All right, have a great night. Bye.